Hello viewers! That's right, at long last, welcome back to Ronin Blades! It's been a long time, and what have I been doing in that long time? Well, some big stuff. Mostly I've been working with Nick Mayer from Rhino and Raven's Forge making Damascus. And I learned something very important. I love making Damascus. In fact, I want to make Damascus for everything I do from now on. The only problem is making Damascus by hand is really long, really tiring, and I don't think I have the time or the energy to do it. If only I had some equipment that could make Damascus a whole lot easier. Well, look at that. That's right. After several years in business, I finally upgraded to some power equipment. This is the Cole Iron Works 12-ton mini press. And there's nothing mini about it.
As the name suggests, the 12-ton mini press delivers 12 tons of pressure down onto hot steel. Unlike a power hammer, which constantly moves up and down, hydraulic presses just go down or up, delivering the same amount of force each way. This makes hydraulic presses perfect for forge welds and precise shaping.
Now I got this at Oleo Acres Farrier and Blacksmith Supply. You might remember them, they're the ones who gave me Darlene. They're an amazing company with amazing people, and if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And now that they started offering hydraulic presses, I just had to get one. So I'll take you through the specs. I was going to do an unboxing video, but Rob at Oleo wanted to make sure I got all the parts when I left, so we took it out of the box there. I wanted to do an assembly video, but it's really just two parts connected by hoses, and that's all there is to it. So instead, I'm going to take you through some of the details and some of the things to look out for when you're putting your press together. Now, one of the first things you need to know is that this press does not come with hydraulic fluid. You need to buy it. You put it right here in this reservoir. Now, the instructions are a little vague. Some say 4 gallons, some say 5. I put 5 gallons in here and it fit perfectly, so I would recommend 5. On-off switch on these new models is actually magnetic. You can put it wherever you want. I keep mine right there. Lever, I've replaced with a special one, which I'll show you how to do and tell you why a little bit later. And it's really simple to put together. The only thing you have to look out for is something that actually scared me. Now, these hose connections on the ram, before you put the hoses on, there are these red plastic stoppers in there. You're supposed to pop them out, but when I did it, a lot of hydraulic fluid leaked out, like there was a pretty steady stream. I was in a hurry to put these hoses on thinking I was losing fluid, and before I even turned this on for a test run, I got in contact with Cole Iron Works and asked them if that's normal, and it is. So don't worry if you're putting your press together and a lot of fluid comes out when you connect the hoses. It's normal. And the hoses, while I'm on it, they're really easy to connect. There's connections here, and there's 2 connections on the back of the press here. And it's real simple. Top connection on the motor goes to top connection on the ram. Bottom on the ram, bottom on the motor. Real easy. Now, I opted for this long lever, which not only makes it easier to operate, but it has a very special feature I'll get to later. To put it on, you have to take off the old lever. To do that, there's a pin here and a pin here. You unbend these little connections, push the pin out, the lever comes out, put the new lever in, line it up with the 2 connections, pins back in, put the little pins through, bend them back. Some more info on the long lever. Yeah, it's easier to grab because it's longer, but it also allows for this special hose attachment. This hose is very cool because as I push the lever up and down, it moves something else.
The something else being this foot pedal, allowing for hands-free pressing.
To set that up, this hose moves through this special bracket that you need to get first, goes down to the lever. Now the lever, when it's horizontal like this, that means it's in neutral. which means even when the press is on, the ram won't move. It's in the middle, so should your special rod here. You just pull it down until it's about halfway all the way down. Line it up with the little hole in the lever, attach it in. Now at that point you can leave it. Once it's in the middle point, then you gotta attach your foot pedal. Do the same thing. Foot pedal needs to be flat, just like the lever. Attach the other side of this hose. From there you work on the fine tuning. You have to make sure that when you move the foot pedal, your lever goes all the way down and all the way up. And vice versa. You gotta make sure when you push the lever down and up, the foot pedal moves as well. There's all kinds of different bolts and threading here and here on both sides of the hose. You can fine tune it as much as you need to make sure that when it moves up, it goes all the way to the top without hitting. And when you move down, it goes all the way to the bottom here without stopping. Same on the foot pedal. It needs to be able to go all the way down and all the way up and go back flat when it's at neutral. You'll know this is set up properly when you step on your foot pedal and the lever moves. It should move all the way down without stopping and all the way up without stopping. A full range of motion. Same with the foot pedal. If something's stopping it, it means it'll affect your performance on the press. Before I turn it on though, I want to take you through the dies. These black pieces of steel on top and bottom of the ram aren't actually part of the press. They're called dies. You can take them off and put them back on as you need to, and they're all different shapes. What dies do is they affect the steel differently when it's pressed. Flat dies like this, they spread the steel out in all directions. It's kind of like hitting a pie with a big Wile E. Coyote mallet. Slam, goes all over the place. These rounded dies spread the steel directionally. They clamp together like this. And it's kind of like hitting the pie with a baseball bat. Right in the middle, it flies out to the sides, not forward and back. These pieces allow for drawing out of steel very quickly, and they're really effective to use once the forge weld has set. Our next piece of equipment is the Mighty Forge. A 2-burner knife maker's Mighty Forge, to be exact. And this thing is incredible.
The 2 burners in question are encased within 2 hinged doors, one of which is completely solid, the other features a small window. With all that heat trapped inside, this baby heats up real quick.
Now these Mighty Forges are known for 3 things: getting hot quick, staying very hot, and being very efficient. How fast does it heat up? Well, when I tested it, it got up to forge welding temperature in 6 minutes. How hot is that? Well, this whole setup, forge, press, table, was actually right here. Flames shoot out of this forge 2 feet. I tried to sneak by and my mutton chops got singed. And you can't have that. This is the kind of forge that's hot enough you need 2 feet of extra clearance. The inside, when it's up to temperature, solid yellow. No oranges, no reds, all one color, meaning a billet at any position in this forge is at forge welding heat. And efficiency? You can run this on a 3-gallon propane tank, the same one you use for a barbecue, for a week.
But enough talk. It's time to get a Damascus billet ready so we can see what these things can do.
Now this billet is very special. Not only is it the first billet I'm going to be making with my new equipment, it's a billet for a brand new client. Now this client has never had a custom knife made before. He's taken a big chance on me. He wants something that is beautiful enough and sturdy enough he can pass it on to his kids one day. And that is what I'm going to make. So if you're watching, this one's for you.
The Mighty Forge is lit, and in just a few minutes it's hot enough to place our billet in for preheating. A little bit of flux and it's back in until it reaches forge welding temperature. It's then time to turn the press on and get to work. Four presses down on the billet, and that's all it takes. The hydraulic press does in seconds what would take hours by hand. Perfectly set welds and a partially drawn out billet, with no seams, no delaminations, and no swearing.
And there you have it. And all I can say is, wow. I'm blown away. I mean, this billet, forge welded on the first round of pressing. It took maybe 10 seconds. The rest of the pressings were just to make sure it took. I didn't even need to do them. And it got to forge welding temperature faster than I've ever seen a billet get to forge welding temperature. That forge is incredible. This press is incredible. Like Cole Iron Works 12-ton mini press, Mighty Forge 2-burner knife maker, they're fantastic. I want to thank Rob at Oleo Acres for hooking me up with them. They're incredible. If you need one, get one. You won't be disappointed. I'm going to be making so much incredible stuff with these. Stay tuned to see them. Thanks so much for watching.